I want our guy to call back Shakespeare. And I read Othello, player.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
You know what? I've wanted to do this since I've heard him do it.
Talk to me.
Oh, baby!
That ain't it. He does it for a long time.
Look at you stealing from the king. Stealing from the king.
The greatest.
I figured, didn't he? Oh, no, Shasky's going up to Tahoe.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Willard and Dibs in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. Here's how I'm going to start. And
He's in a good mood.
Well,
it's Friday. He smells it.
I
He smells the end zone.
I want to be careful here because I'm not calling anybody out.
Do it.
But and maybe I missed
Shoot
something.
your shot.
But don't we have to hear from Jock Peterson?
Oh,
Well,
what a random.
Doesn't a media person have to ask Jock Peterson about this?
Man.
I would think. I also know Jock Peterson. It would not be the first time he's been smacked in the face and done nothing.
That's a
That's
four.
a 4.
So
What about even Brandon Crawford? That's the one Evan was talking about. You got some clubhouse issues. Wouldn't Brandon Crawford? Hey, Brandon, what do you think's going? What happened?
He's got 2 feet out the door.
I don't know about that, but
Would
he's
that
got a
be an
little bit.
indictment
He's
on
got
him?
5
though?
kids and a bunch of problems.
I think
Garrett Cole.
Brandon
Thank you.
would probably give you a shrug and a wry grin. What do you want me to do with
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They've been
Yeah.
here for a decade plus.
We ain't never had no problems.
You know, you want me to look at you in the microphone and say Buster's not here anymore? Or can I just wink at you and you know the Buster's not here anymore? You know what I mean? Like, that guy was a part of a clubhouse that hummed like a bird. Buster, Mad Bum, Bochy, Belt's over there making jokes. Brandon's got the music. Everybody had their slot and it worked. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. You can't sometimes go into the lab and do that. People just have to fall into those roles.
And Chris Rock, we need a leader.
Yeah,
Warriors
wow.
Yeah.
Warriors
Wow.
will have that
Thank you.
exact same issue when Steph Curry retires. Just like Posey. I think there's a very similar comparison.
I think it's
to be
more
made
the
there.
Draymond piece of it, though, because Draymond will at least keep things in order. Say what you want about Draymond and the new media and the flagrants and stomping on Sabonis and all the rest of it. If you're in that locker room, you're probably going to comport yourself in a certain way in terms of effort on the floor with Draymond Green there. Not that Steph's not a leader, but I think the Draymond piece is as significant when it comes to locker room culture. That's all.
Maybe?
Yeah, that one's also just like that's the talent leaving the room. So it's not
Right.
just the clubhouse. You know, like you have
No
a
doubt.
generational talent in the NBA. That's impossible to replace. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that. Although Steph Curry was in the locker room last year, and
But nobody had a manual
the
for that
no.
right before the season.
but the chemistry didn't work.
Oh, there's no doubt.
The chemistry
There's
didn't work,
no
and they
doubt.
weren't able to fix it even when
And
they
now
knew.
there's another cloud. Yeah, hopefully it ain't rain, but I don't know if you caught Kerr on with the morning guys.
Yeah.
Again, I just keep telling Steiny, I just hate the fact that I feel like they're walking on eggshells in regard to, hey, Chris, not what do you want to do? This is what we need you to do. But how can an ego in a record supersede what we've already built? And I respect Chris, but it's incredible. And Steiny like, well, they're going to do a Rubik's Cube and start lineups. It could be
Well,
no.
Here's the thing.
Mama
yes.
made eggs,
Here's the
y'all
thing.
eating eggs.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's had pancakes for 18 years in his
Yeah.
career.
Well, so
I got a baby goo, and I try to give her eggs, and she. Yeah. So you know what? She gets pancakes, or she gets a bagel and cream cheese
Yeah,
because
but
she's
she-
not eating eggs
No, but why? How come?
because she doesn't like eggs.
No, because she runs the house.
And he runs this house.
That's
okay?
the problem.
And he doesn't.
That's what people are saying, because no, he shouldn't. You said something, Steiny, and I wanted to drive to the station faster because I was like, yes, thank you, because we keep getting this.
Look at what
You were
it's-
talking to Uncle Loon on the YouTube.
Okay.
feed. Oh, this is a media creation. You guys are making a big deal out of nothing.
Please.
Stop it. The media didn't create this. Chris did. Now, I don't mind what he said, but we all know exactly what would have made this never a topic again.
Go ahead, man.
Okay? Hey, Kendra, I don't know how this is going to play
Back
out.
to
It's the
Kendra.
realest.
Kendra,
She got served.
I don't know how this is going to play out. We haven't even practiced yet. So I have no idea what the
He
coaches
put
think
his
about
flag
that.
in the ground right
But I
then.
tell you
As
what,
he should.
I've never won a championship. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm sure all of us are going to do whatever is asked of us to win the ring. Thank you. Seen, done, never talked about again.
60 wins for the Warriors. How hard is that, man?
So I don't mind that this is here.
But
Our job, as was Kendra's, is to ask the question that the fans wanted asked. And that was it. And it still is because of the way he answered it. So it's interesting. That's why we're talking about it. Not because it matters who starts the first 4 minutes of the first game. It's interesting because Chris, it clearly matters to him. And that makes it interesting. He did this. No one else. No one else.
But the Warriors, that's the other thing. The Warriors know this is kind of delicate. Mm-hmm. It is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, Steve Kerr used the word earlier this morning, and it's about comfort. And so it's about not only Chris Paul's comfort, it's about everyone's comfort. And if he has a certain comfortability in being a starter, which, by the way, Klay Thompson showed you his true colors when they signed KD, and they asked him, hey, Klay, KD's here now. And he said, I'm not giving up any of my shots.
I ain't sacrificing.
Blank for anybody. And so you knew then about Klay's comfort, and there's a reason why Klay hasn't really come off the bench ever since his rookie year. It's because his comfort zone is a certain way. So now because Chris Paul's new, we're going to all cast him in this light of being selfish and being an egomaniac. Maybe he's not comfortable doing something he's never done before.
Well, and I wonder if, and this is all I asked, because people say, Chris Paul should just be a sixth man. That's it. And Steve Kerr has been kind of adamant about, we got to get out there. We got to play. I got to look at stuff and all this kind of thing. And is there a possibility that Kerr could see something, I don't know what, where he says, we can be a better team if Chris Paul starts and so comes off the bench?
Draymond, I liked your theory earlier today.
Okay, so
and
when did you roll that out, Steiny?
that's
why are we waiting so late in the game?
Because they've got to see it.
They haven't even practiced.
Maybe the best thing for the team is Chris Paul coming off the bench, but they don't. They want to see everything first.
Then it'll be, hey, Chris, we need to talk to you.
Maybe,
yeah.
Close the door behind you. We've all been there.
All hell breaks loose.
I think we all have to be open to, I don't know how that's going to look or what they're going to see. I'll say I find it hard to believe that you're going to find something in practice that looks better than the best starting lineup in the NBA. But if it happens, great.
Right.
Knock yourselves out. I'll buy Alan dinner and
we can go in every city for all the NBA teams. And let me tell you what they do know. They're starting 5. So for Steiny, I ain't saying you're wrong. Practice 1, like CYO cuts. What's going on?
Totally.
I just don't like what you have, but I understand it's delicate, man.
You never know until you get there and it's game time. And I'm going to relate it to my time on the set of Flubber, where
Robin Williams,
through the first 90% of rehearsals, we're leading up to our first day of shooting, and I'm in the starting 5. It's these 4 dudes, and I'm the 5th starter. And then at the last minute, they decided that they wanted to write dialogue for my character, and so they had to hire an actual actor, and so all of a sudden I'm on the bench. So you never know until you actually find out when the lights go on. So they might think that Chris Paul is going to start up until 2 days before the opener, and Steve Kerr wakes up and goes, you know what? This is not going to work. Chris, it's Steve. You got to be 6th man.
How did you handle it after rehearsals when you were asked?
You know how I handled it.
Would you
like
be
a pro.
okay? Would you be okay coming off the bench?
You know how I handled it, Mark. I went to craft services and had an extra baked potato. I had 5 meals a day on the set quietly. Your boy was plump and happy. I was unhappy, Mark, to answer, and I can't remember the man's name who was the actor, but if you saw him, you'd be like, I know that guy. He was in that one thing. He's been in like 17 shows. He's a real one. He's a real bit player. So, no, I was not happy, but I was not at the level of Chris Paul in terms of gravitas.
One thing about the situation is that when we talk about it and we try to figure out what's going on, you give yourself all the possibilities of what could be happening. What if Chris Paul already told him, don't even try to bring me off the bench? Don't even try it.
That'd be a wild way to walk into it.
It would be.
I think it would be worse than if the coach is withholding that, like it's still a possibility.
Well, that's why
knowing where he's coming from. Chris could be like, yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Well, I think that you're already hearing like whiffs of that when Steve Kerr talked this morning about comfort. And, Chris Paul, he's never come off the bench. And if he's more comfortable as a starter, then at some point as a coach, you have to sacrifice maybe what's best for the team in the short run for the comfort of a veteran.
Wow. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Assuming there's something down the road
I understand
that you're going for.
I understand where you're coming from. That I very much doubt it was get acquired and call all the dignitaries with the Warriors and be like, don't you dare try to bring me off the bench. I do think that he probably in conversations with Steve Kerr, Coach, I'm not really comfortable coming off the bench, or I don't even know if I'm comfortable because I've never done it. So I doubt it's like contentious upon arrival.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure it's been expressed.
Well, if it turns out to be like Jock Peterson in left field, then we've got problems. Because I'm sure Jock is not comfortable playing left field, but hey, I'll do it. And then he fell down a couple of times, and now he's the butt of all jokes.
But again, it's like we already know how Clay would respond to this kind of a thing. Wiggins may do it, but that's a terrible idea.
Never has in his career.
Draymond has done it, famously in the playoffs, what have you. But that's not smart for the team.
Oh, you preaching.
Steph, stop talking about that. Looney would totally do it, but that's not good for the team. Those are bad ideas.
Yeah,
they're bad ideas. And didn't we talk when he was acquired? Oh, he's going to unlock Kuminga. Well, then let him play with Kuminga. Let him play with him.
Man.
Bring them in off the bench together.
Well, you had them both traded yesterday.
Yeah, well, that'd be
so
great.
Lonnie Poole joined us.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, YouTube, powered by First NorCal.
Say what you want about what's left of Clay's defense. I don't like Ja and all the great ones don't even play D, but miss me with that. The fact that if Chris Paul and Steph were your starting backcourt, you're miniature. Like Clay's a big dude, okay? He ain't 19 Clay, but nobody's 19 nothing. I don't get that. Like, Willard, I am
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I respect Chris
5
Paul,
minutes.
but I'm with you, brother. When that was announced or the thought, I was like, this is the last place.
I mean, they'll play together. Of course they'll play together, but I'm with you. I wouldn't start games that way.
I'm going poker. Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Kerr ended that interview today. He said it like he didn't know this. The guy's got to buy in, and that is so scary and dangerous because I want to say, okay, if they don't, then what? Last year we had Punchgate. Now we got Startgate. Like this is a clown.
I love a gate. I love a good
Get
gate.
in front of it, but they can't.
Well, if you don't buy in, then you wind up as the San Francisco Giants, who somehow lost their buy-in over the course of the last 2 or so months. And now you're talking about a possible managerial change, roster overhaul, maybe the president of baseball ops is on a short leash, all because you didn't have that buy-in.
Man. And what I heard Steve Kerr say was he needs buy-in from all 6 guys. He said the whole team, but he made a point to say the 6 of them.
Right.
So that tells me, like he knows damn well, they're all going to miss some games to load manage. So let's give Dre 10, Steph 10. Chris Paul's going to start 30 games at least.
Right.
Just because of the load
Jordan
management.
Poole started 40 last year.
Exactly.
You know?
So I just think he may bring Draymond off the bench for a game or two, and just
not the opener.
Let's put the rat on the table. Brought to you by Atco. That streak means something to Chris, and it may mean something so heavy to the Warriors to where that's the reason he don't want any part of coming off.
I wonder if it means something to Andrew, who in the regular season has never come off the bench.
See,
And we're talking about opening night now also.
Sure.
Introductions in front of the Chase Center crowd.
About.
See, this is what...
So Draymond's just going to be like,
Steiny.
I don't need that. Draymond, sure. Like, again, the ego in that room.
And they're playing his former team.
Was already, it's already what ruined last year. Did it not?
Boy.
You bring Looney off, although what I said earlier,
Yes,
Steiny, was if I'm Steve Kerr, I start all 6. You take the technical foul, you send out all 6, and much like Gene Hackman and Hoosiers, you say, my team's on the floor, My team is on the floor.
He's working on his first question for Steve on October 17th already.
Yes.
Yeah, Steve, what would have you considered?
Steve, do you have the chutzpah to start all 6? Do you have the stones for that?
Oh, man.
As far as coming off the bench,
Did we lose you?
Steve, are you still there?
as far as coming off the bench, I remember. Get the drop ready. I remember talking to Chris Mullen once, and we were talking about guys who come off the bench, and he said, "You know what? I don't care if my first guy off the bench is a little greedy. I don't mind if he comes. I don't mind if he comes in and is forceful and try."
You got to do your Mullen when you do your Mullen. You got to do your Mullen.
But
It's
that's
Friday.
I liked what you said earlier about Clay.
Oh, my God, it's
Clay's
perfect.
profile is that.
I know.
Just
but-
let jacket,
I know,
straight
but-
jacket.
I know.
Yeah.
But no.
New Clay
There's
City.
ego involved, and I get it in pride.
Yeah.
You think Chris Paul wants to be on the bench when Phoenix said bye-bye to him when they played the first game? He's on the bench.
I mean,
like we got it right,
Clay,
man, Chris.
He's also 7 inches taller than Chris.
No, yeah,
He's
but
7 inches taller than Chris.
Clay 6'8" now?
6'7".
no, totally get that.
Chris Paul's
Well,
6 feet, brother. He's
Willard,
shorter than me.
anyway-
Clay's
go-
probably 6'5" top.
Any way you go
Well,
at
Chris
it,
Paul's 5'11".
it's rough. Chris don't win. You're right. If you just go on the DNA.
Yeah. Go ahead and
guys.
sit him and see how that works out for you long term.
You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah,
have a
nice,
great
man.
interview with
Yeah.
Fred Warner
Fred
in 10
Warner,
minutes.
10 minutes.